Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajra'in. Bi'ithnillah, today inshallah, or tonight inshallah, we talk more our seventh lesson, alhamdulillah, about to say the sixth, but now alhamdulillah, this is our seventh lesson related to the course, learning Arabic language of the Quran, related to this particular book right here. Some people have posted me some questions. On this particular page, I have added a topic section in the event section. So in the event section, I have add an topic talking about questions and answers. So I have an event section on this particular page, and it's titled related to any questions that you have, inshallah, related to the lessons that we have went over. In this event section, inshallah, any questions that anybody didn't understand from the video, I asked them to post them, inshallah, in that event section related to the event, speaking about questions. As I learned and learning every day, inshallah, about making Facebook useful, or making it useful to benefit individuals, and making it useful for as a medium to teach. So I'm trying to use different things they have in Facebook to allow us to be able to work and use it, inshallah. So today, inshallah, we'll go over the particular lesson, and Arabic Made Easy by Abul Hashim. One of the videos that I have mentioned, or the videos I have posted up, many of my videos that have been posted, and this is pertaining now to one of the questions that was asked, and I'm actually looking for the actual question. One of the questions was being asked, and I'm going to take videos, I'm going to teach people how to make sentences in Arabic and things like that. And I like to be very blunt related to these two books. These two books, as many years ago I learned from this particular book before I went away to study Arabic. And these books have benefits in them, but honestly speaking about them, or any book like them, if it doesn't focus on Arabic, teaching Arabic and Arabic, you're not going to really understand sentence or how to write sentence structures. You learn some basics. So when we want to go to writing basic sentences in Arabic, I wouldn't prefer or use this type of curriculum. I would use an Arabic and Arabic curriculum teaching Arabic language, which includes Arabic grammar, vocab, al-mafradat, wa-nahu, wa-sarf, Arabic grammar, sarf. This is related to verbs, al-af'al, wa-tasrif, conjugating verbs like this. I will use a particular curriculum, Arabic to Arabic, like Medina Arabic course, Arabiya bayna yadayk, Arabic between your hands, like this and like that. I will use these type of curriculums to teach Arabic writing skills and structure skills. These particular books, no, I see them as a way to just really get a surface understanding of Arabic grammar. You're not going to learn everything about Arabic from these particular books, or any books like this in English written in Arabic. You're just going to get a surface explanation of something related to, or little things related to the Arabic grammar. You're only going to get a surface knowledge, surface information. You're not going to get the whole juice, the whole core of the Arabic language. You're not going to get it from these particular books. And the reason why I'm teaching them, expounding on them, number one, for a student who Arabic is not his first language, who's able to read Arabic, meaning he's able to read the Quran, and he wants to start understanding some of the grammar rules, this will give him a surface understanding about every rule or a lot of important rules in Arabic grammar. Not every rule, but a lot of rules or important rules in Arabic grammar, the surface information about them or introduction into each basic or important grammar rule. You will get an introduction into the rule in Arabic in the English language. And this is why I'm going over these particular books. Now, a book like this, I studied years ago. When I study Arabic now, I don't study from a book like this. Study from something like this. And this is a very elementary book in Arabic on Arabic grammar. Right? So this is a very elementary book. Anwa al-Banat. If a person wants to study Arabic language and he or she's on the level of never study Arabic, this is going to teach you Arabic structure, writing, sentence, grammar with examples and writing. But you have no Arabic background related to Arabic grammar, Arabic language. A book like this, you won't understand nothing. You wouldn't even get over the first page. You have no vocabulary in Arabic. This book is really designed for. This is An-Nahu al-Wada. This book is designed for Arabic speakers, people who's already Arabic speakers, right? Who's weak in grammar maybe. This is a book to teach them Arabic grammar, right? And this is Ibtadiyya, right? This is really elementary. It's very elementary. And they have Thanawiyya. Thanawiyya is like high school level. It's like grade school level, high school level. And this is not all the grammar in Arabic language. This is like 3 books in one, and there's like maybe 2 series for this. And this is not everything to Arabic, because Arabic is not summed up just by grammar only. There's other things are part of the Arabic language. So the goal with these books is to give you a surface understanding of Arabic grammar, a surface understanding in your mother tongue. So when you go to a book like this, you understand. Or you go to learn Arabic in Arabic, it doesn't have to be from this book, because this book is not a non-Arabic speaker approach to learning Arabic language. It's just not focusing on grammar. So if you finish a book like this, you still won't know a lot about Arabic language if you don't have an Arabic background or study Arabic. But if you study courses like related to non-Arabic speakers to learn Arabic, when you study these courses and this type of curriculum, it builds you up to study books like this in Arabic grammar, books related to the religion and Arabic language. It builds your language for these things and to communicate back and forth and to understand Quran, the basic elementary understanding of learning Quran, learning fiqh, learning Aqidah. It builds you up. So this is a means to get to here. I want to make that clear. This is a means to get to here. Now, a person who finishes something like this and this, you're not going to be no master Arabic language. Man, there's so many rules in Arabic language, they don't even sum it up in these books. And this book have 59 lessons on different rules in Arabic grammar. 59 lessons. This book have 70 chapters learning to Arabic grammar. And I'm going to tell you 70 chapters. And this one had, I remember using too sharp to this today. And this one has 59. It's nothing. You're not even really indulging in Arabic language a lot. This is not the complete things about Arabic grammar, but this is an elementary understanding, surface information about Arabic grammar that you need to know. So, before we start the lesson, inshallah, before we get into the lesson, I'm just giving some time for certain people who hear. So if anybody is coming in, because I don't want to repeat certain things, I'm not giving some time for certain people to come inside and to start viewing the video. Our last lesson was al-jam'u. The last lesson we went over in Arabic made easy. Lesson number 7 was al-jam'u, plurals. And I don't want to repeat the lesson today. Today we will get into an introduction of حروف الجر or حروف الجر, prepositions in Arabic language, particles, prepositions or particles, some part or a certain portion or type of particles which are prepositions. Now I made a video the other day make a lesson or a special lesson about adjectives, but when I was getting the lesson together and I was getting something that we could use to learn about adjectives, I have noticed in that particular lesson they was talking about asma or ishara, demonstratives and pronouns and dama'ir, and I noticed that we haven't went over these things yet. So the next few chapters in this book, lesson 8, lesson 9, lesson 10, are teaching these things. So when we finish lesson 10, then we'll go back to the adjective, and I'll bring some examples that are in Arabic and English related to the structure of certain things related to adjective, and so everyone would be on page. I don't want to bring the lesson today and people know what hada is. What is hada? What is hadihi? We didn't learn these things yet. All right. So when we get there, which is going to be the next 2 lessons or the next lesson after this, we will get there, inshallah. So we are on page 30, lesson 8. I'm going to give a few seconds for the people to get there. Or pull the page out. Page 30, depending on the edition of the book. Arabic Made Easy, lesson number 8. I have it on page 30 here. There's some different editions of the book. It might be a different page. There's maybe two editions I see of this book. So, حروف الجر or حروف الجاري, prepositions in the Arabic language. I'm just trying to stall a little bit. I'm trying to drink some tea. I'm just trying to stall just a little bit and give people time to come in. So Arabic prepositions governed by an ism in the genitive case. In other words, ism governed by a preposition is always majrur. So the majrur is the genitive case, meaning that the word is ending in kasra. And it's clear when I say kasra, I mean kasra or kasratan. So I say it ends in kasra, it means kasra or kasratan, one or two kasra. So when I say it ends in kasra, make sure this is understood without me saying kasra and kasratan or two kasra. So the prepositions ending in kasra, majrur, in the case of majrur, meaning ending in kasra. This is why prepositions is called huruful jari, and is also called mukhafid, or the particle of jar, which means the pulling letter. Pulling letter. Jar means the pulling letter. So huruful jar, or the particle jar, which is called the pulling letter. There's another terminology that is used because in Arabic language we have two to three or even more mathahib fi lugha Arabiya. We have some schools of thought in Arabic language, like we have a mathab in fiqh, right? Mathab Hanbal, mathab Hanafi, right? Mathab Maliki Shafi'i. In Arabic language you have two famous mathab, which is called Kufi wa Basri, and these are names of cities in Iraq. So here they're using jar in some books in Arabic grammar, like in Al-Arjrumiyya, they use the word khafd, mukhafid. Khafd means something that is below, because the kasra sits underneath, so they call it mukhafid, below. But it's going to be very common in most books. You're going to read jar, the term being jar. If you start learning Arabic deeper into Arabic curriculum and all Arabic language, Arabic grammar and Arabic language, you're going to see jar. Depending on the mathab the sheikh is coming from, you're going to hear jar or you're going to hear munqafit. And they have some different opinions in terminology and different opinions related to Arabic grammar. So jar, the following was completed. List of huruful jar. Reading from right to left in Arabic. I'm not going to be reading from left to right as we're reading English. I'm going to read from left to right. Al-ba'u, al-ta'u, al-kafu, al-lamu, al-wawu, al-qasm, wa-mundu, wa-mund, wa-qala, wa-rabba, wa-hasha, wa-min, wa-ada, wa-fi, wa-an, wa-ala, wa-hatta, wa-ila. There's some more actually. There are actually a little bit more than this. So it says be means with, and it means in. Alright, and the meaning and how you use these prepositions, we learn them later on, but this is only the introduction to the lesson. Introduction to huruful jar. Be means like Bismillah, in the name of Allah. Be means with, in, or by. And it also means swearing, billahi. But there's a rule with this, and I don't want to introduce it today because then people will be confused. But it's also used for swearing. Ka means like. I'm going to give an example. Miflu, example. Miflu, to shub, to be similar to something like. Muhammad ka abi. Muhammad is like my father, for example, right? Li means ownership of something. For or of. Mundu. Mundu zaman. Mundu zaman. Mundu means since. For is related to time. Mund meaning since. For related to time. Khala means accept. Exception, meaning accept and accept of, in the case of like exception. Hasha means also accept. Some of these two, kala is used. Hasha is not used a lot. Hasha is not used a lot. Maybe in some classical texts and writing in Arabic you're going to find it, but it's not used a lot. Min, which means from or of. Ada, which means accept. Fi, which means in or about. An, which means away from or about. Ala, which means on or on top of or above. It also means above. Hatta means until. Ila means going towards something. Min means from the beginning. Ila means the end, for example. And to give you example, be Zaydin. But he gave some words, he didn't tell what they mean. Waw wal qasam, the waw of swearing. Right? It's part of huruf jar. And ba and ta. He didn't tell you what ta means. Ta is used for swearing. Tallahi, billahi, wallahi. These are ta using with swearing, and there's some conditions in using these prepositions, but he's not getting to that in this book right now. Yes, actually he is at the end of the lesson. So he gives an example. Be Zaydin, with Zayd. Bil khujra, in the room. Bil qalami, by the pen. Ka Zaydin, like Zayd. Ka means like similar to. Li Zaydin, for Zayd, belonging to Zayd. Mundu Yomain, since 2 days. Qala Zaydin, Hasha Zaydin, and Ada Zaydin means all means except Zayd. Ada could mean means accept, but there's a different way to translate it also in English, but it means the same thing. Min suqi, from the market. Min nasi, from the people. Fil bayti, in the house. An bayti, away from the house. Ala minsadati, upon the table. It's not words not really used for table. Allah, it's not a common word. Ila suqi, in the market. Now I was explaining ba, ta, and wow. Wa. Ba, ta, and wa. Be, tallahi is not tallahi, it's tallahi. I don't know why he put fatah on here. Tallahi. Nah, it's right. Tallahi is fatah. So, be, ta, and wa are for oaths, meaning for swearing. Billahi, by Allah. Tallahi also means by Allah. Wallahi, by Allah. All these means by Allah, but there are some conditions using them. Right? He doesn't tell you all the meaning of the conditions. I don't want to bring out the conditions, but some of them, like Wallahi, could go for Allah. Wala asri, right? Allah says Wala asri by time, but ta and ba is related to the names of Allah, the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? While we could use for Allah and other than Allah's name, for example, Wala asri. I can't say Bila asri. This is not correct. Tala asri. It's not correct, right? Well, billahi, tallahi, one of them is used for only Allah, the name of Allah itself. Some is used for Allah or one of His names, one of the names of Allah, right? But that's not important right now. Rabba is used to indicate the quality, small or big. Rather, it indicates a small quantity or a big quantity is known from the context. Wa is from harfu jar. Wa has a lot of meanings in Arabic language. Wa has a lot of meanings. It means ma'a, with. It means wawul hal, wawul condition, and it means for swearing. So the word wow, actually, the letter wow, has a lot of meaning and usage in the Arabic language, and you have waw atf. The waw atf is the conjunction or the conjunction, like and. It means and, right? But here it means, in this case, it could have another meaning, which sometimes in the other uses of waw, either the word or the ism after is going to be mansub, and then in fatha, and then in kasra. Like waw ma'iyah, right? Waw ma'iyah. The ism is going to end with fatha in this case. But here, and what we're learning today, waw, as in wallahi, taking an oath, right? It's for swearing. And then we have waw atf, which is commonly used in C. It means and, right? And this is not al-jar. The waw that means atf, conjunction, is not, it doesn't make the noun after it or the ism after it. It does not make it in kasra. Only the waw for swearing ends in kasra in these particular examples, these two examples here. So that is the lesson explaining hurufu jar. Hurufu jar. There are some other words that are adverbs of place. There are the same rules of hurufu jar, meaning that the ism after is going to end in kasra, like tahta, underneath, fawqa, on top. Huh? How you know the difference between them? Well, the adverb of place, usually the adverb itself, they always end in fatha, like tahta. It means underneath. Fawqa, it's in fatha, it means on top, for example, right? We learn that in another lesson, inshallah. Then we have some mafradat. And mafradat huna is vocabulary. Any questions about hurufu jar? Lily, any questions? If you have questions, the time to ask about questions about hurufu jar. Any questions? Lily, what does the harufu jar do to the ism? It starts a sentence. If it's starts with huruf jar, is my sentence valid? في البيت. This sentence could be valid. ولا عصر. That's a clear example. ولا عصر. That's a clear example. Does not the Quran start with this? Surah Asr? Wal Asr. Wal Asri. Is not that valid? Let me see another ayah in Quran. في بيوت الله. في بيوت الله. في بيوتنا أذن الله. I'm sorry. There's an ayat in Quran. I want to cut and paste it and put it here. Here we go. Surah An-Nur, verse 36. Starts with a preposition. Why my thing is acting up? Today Facebook is act up a lot, man. Why I cannot comment? Here we go. I can't see the comments. Surah An-Nur. Let's go. Why it's not going? Here we go. في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه ويسبح له فيها. Does not that ayah in Quran start with preposition? Does not Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim start with a preposition? So I hope I answered your question. But that's not my question, Lily. So there, Ali is saying there is a difference between atf and waw oath. Yes. Yes, there's a difference. Because the waw of swearing, wala asri, the ism after it ends in kasra. The waw that's a conjunction, atf, it doesn't change the ism, doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the ism. Alright? It doesn't change the ism. Unless what before the waw is something that is a conjunction, like for example, darraba Muhammad, darraba Muhammadun Zaydan wa Khalidan. Right? But we're not there yet. Inshallah. Alright? We're not there yet. Well, Salih will have kasra on its noun, yes. So the harfu jar makes the ism ending in kasra, like fi al-bayti or fi baytin. Ala al-kursiyi. Ala kursiyin, sorry. And we have some things, adverbs, that are like hurufu jar, like fawqa, on top of, tahta, underneath, ma'a, with. Let's go to page 32. 32. There's some examples on page 32. And Tambarin. This is translated to English. Let's read some of these examples. Al-kitabu ala musdati. Zainabu jalisatun ala kursiyi fi al-hujrati. These are some good examples. Whether it's hurufu jar definite or indefinite, that's not important right now. Whether huruf jar is definite and indefinite, that's something that's not important right now. You have to understand how the rules work. Huruf jar. The ism after it is kasra. So I'm going to write an example. I want you to correct it. Which word is correct? I hope this is correct. Which one is correct? Is the first one correct? Fi beiti or fi beitin? Somebody said the second one. Lily, answer. Which one is correct, Lily? Both of them are ending in kasra. But which one? One has one kasra, one has two kasras. Which one is correct, Lily? Why I'm asking you this? Because if you don't go back, if you, Lily, don't understand lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, if you don't understand those lessons well and you don't review, because the question some people are asking, I can see they're not reviewing. You're not going to understand this. You said one kasra is incorrect. Saleh wrote fi beitin. Why is fi beitin correct? Aliyah says both. No, that's incorrect. Both of them are not right. No. Why fi beitin is correct and why fi beiti is wrong. You have to make sure all the lessons I gave you from before that you know them well. What is marifa and nakira? Marifa and nakira applies to these examples. So somebody wrote, Saleh said, there is no alif lam. The word bait does not have alif lam. So it's nakira. What is the tanween on nakira? What is the harakat? I just gave you the answer. What is the harakat on nakira? Aliyah. Yeah? Then Aliyah, have this question for you only. Aliyah and Lily only. Not for Saleh. Not for Saleh. Aliyah wa Lily. Inshallah. هذا سؤال لك إن شاء الله لكما. which one is right, which one is wrong. Aliyah and Lily fakat only. Every past lesson is very important to now. If you're weak in any past lesson related to Naqir and Marifa, related to Sifat, related to Muthanna, related to Jam'u, the rules that imply masculine and feminine words, what are feminine words, what are the signs of feminine words, what is related to Naqira and Marifa related to words. All these previous lessons are going to be part of every new lesson. So you cannot be weak in the previous lesson. And I already made videos on how to review. All we want from this book, these two books, is the surface information. If you don't get all the vocabulary out the book, no problem. If you understand all the basic rules, the introduction of every basic rules, that's sufficient. The extra stuff I gave you, the extra explanations of other things, like I gave you the duals, and things are similar to duals, but not duals. If you don't understand that, things are similar to duals, don't worry, that's not important. As long as whatever is written in the book for the lesson that I talked about, that's important of the lesson, that's the only thing you have to know. So I'm going to read what I wrote now. Fillahi. Fi al-Qur'ani. Muhammad jalisun. Jalisun means to sit or sit it. Muhammad jalisun ala kursiyi. Which one is right and which one is wrong and why? Aliyah. Lily. I don't see no comments. Maybe I'm having a problem. Fillahi is wrong. Why, Aliyah? I never told you that. Who said Allah cannot end with kasra? Let's go to Quran. No, let's go to Quran. Let's go to the Mus'haf. Uhibbik fillah. It's an expression in Arabic. Who said Allah can't end with kasra? Who told you this? You never heard this from me. Why, Ali? He said Allah never ends in, Allah doesn't end in kasra? That's incorrect. I never told you this. None of this is hard. None of these questions is hard. None of these questions are hard. Who said Allah's name cannot end in kasra? I just say wallahi. This is who said Allah's name can't end in kasra? No, I never taught you this. I never said this. I said Allah's name cannot end in tanween, which means fatatan, kasratan, dammatan. Two fatas, two dammas, two kasra. I never said that Allah's name cannot end in kasra. Here, ayat in Quran. في الله فهو الشديد المهالي. Who said Allah cannot end in kasra? That's how ayat in Quran. Bismillahi, mashallah salih. Bismillahi. We say this every day in Quran. Related to Quran. Bismillahi. Who said Allah can end in kasra? Ali said they are all correct. Lily, is Aliyah answer right? Aliyah said they are all correct. Lily, is Aliyah right? She said all of them are correct. Saleh, is Aliyah right? Saleh, is Aliyah right? Lily, is Aliyah right? Aliyah said all of them are correct. Nah. Saleh says, nah. Barakallahu fikum. He says, yes. Yes, all of them are right. All of them. Kullu sahih, barakallahu fikum. All of them are correct. The important thing about Arabic, when you're learning Arabic language, in the beginning, learning Arabic grammar, in the beginning, if you're weak in identifying letters and reading, like for example, Quran, in letters, if you're weak in, for example, you can't memorize when you come to the grammar of the lessons, and you go to new lessons, because all the old lessons is part of the new lesson. Because we're going to give you, this is the way you teach a language. You give something basic, a small rule, some vocab, then you go to a new rule. When you get the new rule, you're always going to apply the rule from before into the new rule. When you go to the next lesson after that, you're going to use the rules from the previous lesson into the new lesson. So you can see the language in action. Because all the rules are important. So Lily and Aliyah, it's very important you review. Let me give you one. I'm not finished now. What's right? What is right? I'm going to read the examples. Fi masjidaini. Wa here is only mean and. The wow is not part of the example. Is when you write Arabic, you have to write a conjunction or put a comma or write and, right? So that's what I'm doing. So don't let the wow confuse you here. The wow here is not part of the example. Fi masjidaini wa fi masjid USS. I'm in America. Ain't it easy, Islam? Islam not easy in no Western country. You mean USA, right? I'm in America. I learned a lot of this stuff here in America before I went away to study Arabic. Here, all the lessons we learned, we're going to start practicing right now. You ask for examples, sentence structure, you're going to get it right now. Saleh, don't want you to give the answer, Saleh, because I already know you know the answer. Saleh, don't give up the answers yet. Wait, Saleh. Don't give up no answers, Saleh. I want Aliyah. I want Aliyah to work and Lily. My first studying Arabic, I remember 20 years old, 21 years old, in prison in America. Prison. My first started learning Arabic, 20 years old, in prison, in the maximum prison, behind bars, locked up 24 hours a day, in the maximum prison. When I first started learning Arabic, I had to be about 21 years old, 22. You have a huge wall with the guards with their gun. That's when I start learning Arabic. No matter what your condition is, what country you're in, you have to apply yourself. Learning is by stages, step by step. This is time to apply yourself. So Lily and Aliyah, I have some examples. Now is the time to apply the rules that we learn. Which one is correct? Which one is wrong? I want Aliyah first to answer them. Aliyah and Lily. Lily. Aliyah. Take your time. Let me read them. Aliyah wrote, Fi masjid. Let me put numbers on it. Hold on. Let me redo this. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me make it easy. Because I'll keep on forgetting. Some of you guys might not know how to use the Arabic keyboard well. I know a lot of people don't know how to use the vowel system on the Arabic keyboard. I keep on forgetting this. You know? This is, some people I forgot. People don't know about how to use the vowels and stuff on the Arabic keyboard. I keep on forgetting about this. So I'm gonna edit it. Okay, give me a second. 3, 4, 5. Way better now. Here, inshallah. Way better. I put numbers on them. It's way better now. Alright? Now I got numbers on them. So when you show me by numbers, you can type out the numbers. Which one are correct by numbers? I want Aliyah and Lily to do this. One in five, Saleh. More than that. 5 is correct, yes. 1 is correct, yes. 1 in 5. Hold on, sometimes I forget what I even wrote. Let me read what actually I wrote, because I've been talking here. I just lost my example. Because in the comment area, it deletes, I don't know, when it's live video, my comment, it deletes like the old comments. Hold on. Let me look for what happened to my example I wrote, because I just pasted it. And I didn't even look at what I wrote. I can't even see what I wrote. Let me see. Hold on, open to another page, inshallah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you some time, Aliyah and Lily. Hanif, I only want what's correct. We do wrong later. I only want what is correct right now. Hanif, I only want what is correct. Then we do what's wrong. Because the ones that are wrong, I want to focus on why they are wrong. So, Aliyah, you wrote 5 is correct. So 1 and 5 is correct, right? Why number 2 is not correct? Why number 2 is not correct? Saleh, why number 2 is not correct, Saleh? Now I'm talking to you, Saleh. Why number 2 is not correct, Saleh? Who said I have to put alif lam? That's not true. Because in Arabic language, if I أتكلم الشيء المعين المعين أستطيع أقول أو أستطيع أكتب ألف ولام. إذا لا أتكلم شيء معين. In Arabic language, if I'm talking about something specifically, I can add alif lam. I'm talking here generally. This is general. So number 2 is correct. I'm not talking specifically. This is only writing. I can say fi masjidaini. I can talk about any masjid. I'm not talking about a particular masjid. So number 2 is correct. Number 2 is correct. Number 1 is correct. Number 2 is correct. What about number 3? Somebody said Aliyah wrote 3 and 4 is correct. No. 3 and 4 is not correct. Number 1 is correct. Number 2 is correct. Number 3 is wrong. Why number 3 is wrong? Number 3 is wrong. And number 4 is wrong. 3 and 4 is wrong. Not true. Saleh. Because number 2 is it is in this case majroor. Is in this case majroor. If you want to know what's correct or if it's wrong, shortcut. Go to Google. Go on the internet search. Click the word. Because in Arabic and internet, the Arabic search on Google, it's going to show you articles in writing if it's going to be right or wrong. If it's wrong, it's going to be highlighted red. There's a typo there. So for the dual, Aleph and Noon is a sign of Marifa. No. The sign of Marifa for the dual is Aleph and Lam. Marifa, not Ya, not Fatha, Dhamma. Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra are not the signs of Marifa. The signs of Marifa is the Aleph and Lam. Those are the signs of Marifa. Aleph and Lam. Say that again. Aleph and Lam. Saleh is the sign of Marifa. Marifa. Marifa means definite. Related to the dual or related to the plural. When it's majroor or mansoob. And the Aleph changed to Ya. With Jalla Musalam. Or Muthanna. When it changed to Ya. It's a sign of it being mansoob or majroor. It's not a sign of marifa. It's not a sign of marifa. Marifa sign is Aleph and Lam related to the dual. So that example, if I could find the examples I wrote. Here we go. I keep on losing my examples. And I'm going to get back to you, Hanif. Aqid, Asala. Marfu is Aleph and Noon. Aleph is the sign of Marfu. Mansoob is the sign of the Ya. And Majroor is the sign of the Ya. That's wrong. But that's not what I wrote. Look again. Salah. Number 2. Fi masjidain. To write fi masjidain, I'm thinking you're confused with number 3. Hanif. Number 2. Number 3 is wrong because alif. The alif is a representative marfu'. The brother Saleh is telling you this. But Saleh, you're jumping. You're jumping. You're jumping. Don't jump. Because there's 2 people in here, Lily and Aliyah, who don't understand. That's why I'm not jumping. Do not jump. Because Lily and Aliyah don't understand al-marifa wa naqira. We have some lessons on this already. Asaliha. Okay. So number 1, fi masjidaini. Yeah, I'm Hanif. Yeah, I noticed the numbers is confusing too. Yes, Hanif. I just noticed that the numbers are confusing. Yes, I just noticed that also. Let me write them out one by one. Let me try to separate them. Let me do this instead, man. Let me do this. 1. Let me just 2. This looks better, I think. 3. Space it out. 4. 5. Like this. I think this is a way lot better. I think this is a way lot better, right? Right? A lot better, right? First one, number 1 is correct. Why? Because the fi, the ya, and the dual coincides with the preposition in front of it. Number 2 is right. Because the fi coincides with the preposition in front of it. Number 3, I can't even see what I wrote because my keyboard is so small. And I have to blow up the page. Not my keyboard, my screen, Ashasha. Sagira Jaddin is very small. And I can't even see what I wrote sometimes. So number 3 is wrong because the alif is supposed to be ya. Number 4 is wrong. Why number 4 is wrong? I wrote 2 kasras. On the masjid, fi al masjidin, that's wrong. Because if it's alif and lam in front of the word, it must be fi al masjidi. So number 5, it says fi al masjidi. This is correct. But I have 2 students, Aliyah and Lily. I wrote these examples for you two. Lily and Aliyah. I wrote these examples for you too. Because now that I'm showing you where the previous lessons are very important for the new lessons. Let me write another example. Lily, Aliyah, are you still there? Click yes if you're still there. Do you understand what I've written? If you don't understand, I like to give it some more simpler, more easy examples. Easier examples, inshallah. Okay? I want to give, if you don't understand what I just written and why it's wrong, then say yes, I don't understand. Let me know so I could give you easy. You want some easier examples or simple, please? Okay, Barakallahu fi. I give you some more simple examples. Okay, good. All right. First, Lily, tell me the ya and noon. Ali, you didn't pay attention last weekend. Last Friday. Ali, that class was real long. The class we had last Friday was very long. You want me to talk about that again? The duels? Let me explain it some in writing, inshallah. Let me write it out, then explain it. Let me, take my time, write it out, then I'm going to explain to you, inshallah. So last weekend we did Jamal Musalam. Jamal Musalam. Mudhakkar wa mu'annath. Wa Jamal Muqassir. Alright? Jamal Muqassir is a certain pattern, a certain way for that. And we've been over this. Jamal Salam, when I mentioned from last week, the sound plural is the easiest plural to understand its particular structure. So, for example, you have the example of masculine and feminine sound plural. So all you need to know for this particular plural is the mafrad. The mafrad, the singular of the word. So I'm going to write a word. Muslim. In my my keyboard, not my keyboard, my screen is just so small I can't see the print tool. I have to always blow it up because I have a small notebook in front of me. I don't have a large screen in front of me because this keyboard like this small thing I'm using is easy for me to travel with, and I have a lot of kids I teach and they can't. It's made to it's like a notebook laptop is made for actually teenage and kids. It's waterproof. The kids can't break the screen. If I could put the screen already down when it closes, it won't break, so I use it for that purpose. But the screen is so small for me. All right. Muslim, Matun. I'm sorry. I made the word Marif. I want to make it Nakira. Just give me a second. Some examples I used from last week. Come on, bad boy. Let's delete. Thank you. Just delete. There we go. Be Muslimin. Delete this. I want to make it example so I don't want to confuse you. Muslimina. مسلمات صالحة. هل أنت عربية صح أم لا؟ مسلمات بمسلمات صالحة. نعم أنت عربية صح؟ هل أنت درست في جامعة اللغة العربية في قصة لغة عربية أو كلية عربية؟ يا صالحة لا شك أنا في هند. أنا من هند. أنت من هند ما شاء الله تبارك. يعني أنت تدرسين في جامعة إسلامية في جامعة في قسم اللغة العربية في قسم لغة العربية. آسف. وأنت عربية أصلا؟ أنت عربية ولكن تسكنين في الهند صح؟ أو عكس؟ مسلمين. نعم درست لغة عربية في جامعة. وهل أنت عربية؟ مسلمات. لا أنا عجمية ما شاء الله تبارك. مسلمات. مسلمات. Here we go. So Aliyah وليلي. صالحة أنت تدرسين يعني في قسم في كلية عربية أو في كلية دينية مثلا كلية شريعة أو في كلية ممكن أحوال تزين اللغة العربية إن شاء الله. I'll copy this example before I get it lost. I'll be pasting stuff and then I lose it in the comment section. So Aliyah, Lily. المؤلف يعني الصالحة الكتاب عندي الآن أمامي الآن ذلك الكتاب أمامي الآن. المؤلف هو من هند. هذا مؤلف هو أصله هو هندي. ويعني هو مؤلف ما شاء الله لهذا الكتاب. وكيف هو شرح هذا الكتاب في لغة إنجليزية وعربية جيد جدا لشخص هو في بداية اللغة العربية. الشخص يريد أن يفهم النحو وصرف. ما شاء الله هذا الكتاب يعني ممتاز في جامعة الإسلامية ما شاء الله تبارك. في أي سنة أنت فيها؟ أي سنة أنت فيها في جامعة؟ Lily, Aliyah. So we're going to get back to this lesson. Lily and Aliyah. I wrote Muslim. Right? Muslimun. I was typing so fast. I forgot to write that. Muslimun ending in 10 wing. I'll go back later and I edit it and I will do that. Let me try to do it now. Now I'm going to waste a lot of time. So the plural for Muslim, it's a sound plural. The word Muslim has a sound plural. Sound plurals ending in waw and noon. Waw and noon. Waw and noon. حصلت الفراغ والحمد لله. إجازة. عندك إجازة الآن والفراغ عندك الآن سبب ممكن أنت بدون نقد. هذا سبب الفراغ. أو ممكن أنت تذكر على نفسك ماذا جاي لك في مستقبل. So Aliyah, Lily, Muslim, Muslimuna, Muslimatun, the plural, Muslimatun. Then I add B Muslimin, B Muslimina, B Muslimati, Muslimatin, Muslimatin. Alright. So Aliyah, inshallah, if you notice, I'm gonna copy and paste this again, this example again, but I want to put the rules first. Wow and noon. You know what? I'm silly. I don't know why I didn't do this in the beginning. Plus wow noon equals Muslimun. One example. Here we go, Ali. Let's take it from the real simple, Ali. Muslimun, Muslim plus waw and noon, meaning adding, equals Muslimuna. I think that's more clear and more easy. Baby steps. Muslimatun plus alif and ta equals Muslimatun. So Lily and Aliyah, do you understand this example? I want you to write it down. Lily, Aliyah, write these two examples down. Muslim plus waw noon equal Muslimuna. Muslimatun plus alif wa ta maftuha, the open ta is Muslimatun. Alright? Write that example down. I'll be right back. Write that example down. Okay. So I hope you written it down. Now let's go over the next example. If the word Okay, so I'm running out example. طيب. باء, the حرف باء, الحرف باء, والحروف الحرف جر, الباء يتعلق كلمات Muslim. So I write that plus adding it on the word Muslim, it becomes Muslimin. If I add the alif noon, I'm sorry, this is wrong. Because I'm confusing this thing with dual. I'm sorry. I'm talking about plurals, not wow and noon. I'm sorry, let me edit this real quick. Wow and noon, here we go. The wow and noon equals ya and noon. Equals ya and noon. Be muslimina. Ya, noon, and fatha. Let me add that also. Let me edit that. Ya, noon, and fatha. Wow, noon, and fatha. Ya, noon, and fatha. That's very important. Very important. Okay. So be Muslim equals ba, letter harfu jar, ba, along with be Musliman, adding, making it Jamul Salim, the sound plural, adding wow, noon, and fatah. When it's majrur, it becomes ya, noon, and fatah, Muslimina. This is called حروف jar. Alright? Or harfu jar. Actually, let me edit that again. Harfu jar. Harfu jari. So, here we go. That looks a lot better now. Right? So, Muslimina, harfu jar, fi jami as-salim, bi kasra. Ala mithal, for example, Muslimuna. Make sure I add this fatha. Muslimuna. Make sure I got this fatha on this word. Alright, Muslimina. Lily and Aliyah, write this example down. Make sure I edit it right. Some space between this. Let me know, Lily and Aliyah, when you finish writing this example down. Explain. Let me, hold on, I want to edit one thing. I want to let you know that the ya and noon, it represents, let me write that on the side, on the bottom. Let me just add, keep on writing, let's write, inshallah, I'm going to add something to it. So, Write that down. And let me know when you finish writing. Aliyah and Lily. Because we can't go to the other lesson until we understand this very well. German Salam. Write this example down. Because now I want to explain, after that, the sound, feminine, plural, after this, inshallah. Let me know, Lily and Aliyah, if you're still with me. Type OK if you're still with me. Lily done the writing. Barakallahu Fika. You seen I edited. Pay attention, Lily. Make sure, because I edited that comments. I added something to it. Or take a picture of it on your phone if you're on your mobile. Or you're on your laptop. Or you're on your tablet. Take a screenshot of it at least. Okay, still writing. Okay. Or take a screenshot with it. Ali, let me know when you finish, because I'm just waiting for you. Okay. Before you write it, let me just read and make sure there's no typos and stuff in it. Muslimatun, adding the sound plural, feminine, alif and ta equals muslimatun. And that's in the case of marfu', the normative case. No. Because there, the ya, Sister Aliyah, in the example, fi masjidaini, the ya takes the place of the vowel. So the ya here is jar. The ya here is majroor. It takes the place of the kasra. Fi masjidaini, the noon ending in kasra, like masjidani, the dual. Fi masjidaini, the kasra on the noon represents, is part of the structure of the dual. The noon ending in kasra is part of the structure with the dual. When I hear fi masjidaini or masjidani, the noon ending in kasra, I know it's dual. If you put the fatha on the noon, fi masjidina, I'm sorry. Like, for example, muslimuna is a good example. Muslimuna, the fatha on top, I know is the sound, the plural, right? So when you're talking about right here in the question you ask, or the thing you're asking for the example, fi masjidaini, the kasra on the noon is showing you that this is the fixture, the structure of dual. The structure of the dual. Fi masjidaini, fi al masjidaini, or fi masjidaini. I put the kasra on the noon because it represents, it is a dual. Doesn't mean nothing about being mansub or majroor. The ya, the alif, and that ya is showing you the alif represents masjidani. The alif represents, it is marfu'a. The alif represent, that is marfu'a in the normal case. The ya and the noon represents that it's majroor or mansub. Just like this. Don't think of anything else. The ya represents, in this case, it being majroor or mansub. That's all you need to know. No thinking. Don't think. Memorize what I tell you. Don't think about it. Don't ponder on it. Just write it down and memorize it. Do not think about it. When you start thinking about it, you start becoming confused because you haven't built your Arabic language yet. You don't understand grammar yet. Don't think. Just memorize. One of my Arabic teachers used to tell me, he was from Syria many years ago, before I went away to study Arabic in an Arabic-speaking country. I had a teacher who was Syrian. He said when he was a little kid, we used to go over Medina book 2 and 3. He said he used to laugh when he used to teach us. He said because when he was a kid, the grammar rules that we were learning, he said he could remember when he was a kid, the teachers used to beat them in their classroom to memorize these things. He said when he was a little kid, he didn't understand why it was important. But he said now he's an older adult, he understands why it's important. Just memorize the rule. Don't ponder and think about it. Why? When you have a lot of rules now memorized, then one day, everything's going to connect. This one day, everything is going to connect. Just memorize the patterns for the rules. You can get it from the book and get it from me, my explanations. The book with my explanation. That's what I'm trying to simplify things from you. And to simplify what in the book to memorize. When they explain in the lesson book, the rules to memorize, just write that down. Put it on the index card. Review it every day. Review all lessons every day. Put it on the index card. Make it short, straight to the point. Short, the explanation of the grammar rule, what it means in Arabic, the term in Arabic, the explanation of it real short and the examples that you need that's important. And go over that every day. That's all. Don't get deep into comprehending. When you get all the rules now, so add up this new rule, that new rule, and you're going over and reviewing it all the time, then one day it's going to click in your head, oh, all this stuff makes sense. All this makes sense. Okay. Now I want you the next one I wrote. Muslimatun plus alif and ta equals muslimatun. And that's the alif. The alif and the ta is part of the structure of the feminine sound, the plural. And then having the tanween, muslimatun, the tanween, the dhamma or kasra or fatha you will see sometimes. I mean the dhamma and kasra the dhamma represents, marfu. So we already know that. Muslimatun, this is the case of marfu. Fi mahallu jar or mansub. Now related to in the case of majrur or mansub. So I'll give you example. Ba plus muslimatun equals bi muslimatin. Right? I add alif and ta because I need to edit that if that's not saying it. Muslimatin. This is in the case of majrur or mansub. So when the sound feminine plural, it does not accept fatha. It does not accept fatha. The sound feminine plural does not accept fatha. So it is majrur and mansub bi kasra. So fi mahallin majrurun aw mansubun. على المثال, for example, majrur bi muslimatin or bi muslimati. Making it mansub now. Tuhibbu wa hindu muslimati. Al-muslimati. Al-muslimati. Muslimati, I put kasra at the end because we haven't learned about what makes a word mansub. How do you make a word mansub? I wrote an example here. This is called verb, subject, and object. Give me a second, so somebody just sending me stuff, man. Inboxing me and just mess all on my way. Alright? So tuhib, we haven't learned about verbs yet, but the verb tuhib, tuhibbu hendu, tuhib is the verb. Hend is the fa'il, is the subject. Muslimati is mansub. Usually mansub and then in fatha. Daraba Muhammad Zaydan. Daraba means to strike, to hit. It's a past tense verb. We haven't learned about verbs yet. But this one you're going to see the case of mansub, nouns or isms ending in fatha. So daraba is the verb. Daraba Muhammadun. Muhammad is the one doing the action or doing the hitting. Daraba Muhammadun Zaydan. The object of the sentence, how we know the object of the sentence in Arabic? The object of the sentence is mansub, it ends with fatha. But the sound feminine plural does not accept fatha. Never. For example, Allah saying in Quran, خَلَقَ السَّمَّوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ. Allah huwa khalaqa samawati wa arda. The word ard is ending, means earth, is ending in fatha because it is mansub, ending in fatha. Wa khalaqa samawati. Why is it T? Why is not like dhamma? Why is not like the word ard, ending in fatha? Because this word samawati is a sound feminine plural. Samawati. Khalaqa Allahu samawati wa arda. Because the word samawat does not end when it's in mansub, it does not accept fatha, it accepts kasra. So in the case of majrur, in the case of mansub, the feminine sound plural has kasra. Easy. That's all you need to know. Why this is not important right now. Alright? Whereas the case of majroor and the case of mansub, the feminine sound plural ends in kasra, meaning kasra or kasratan. When it's in a normal case, it is have tanween. Muslimatun. That's it. Easy. That's simple. Nothing hard. Nothing difficulty. So this example I've written here, write it down or take a screenshot, inshallah. Salihah. I believe she probably left. Anyway, she probably left. Because if she were here, I was going to ask her, maybe you sisters could even hook up with her. Because it appears she knows a lot about Arabic language. And Sister Salihah, if she's still here, maybe Sister Aliyah and Sister Lily, you could connect with her. So she can explain to you some things about Arabic language, because from talking with her in the comment, I see that she understands Arabic. So take a screenshot of that. Okay. Alright, so we want to end the class. Go over, inshallah, jar wa majroor. The next weekend, inshallah, we go over the ma'ir pronouns. It's very important. The next two lessons are very important. The ma'ir and asma' al-ishara. Very, very important lessons. Very important lessons. I wish we could win over the ma'ir today, but we can't. If anybody have any questions, you can leave it here in the comment section, or you could go to the page I left. The page I left on the event section for questions and answers, and you can put the questions. Try to put one question at a time. Each post, one question. If you have a second or third question, put them in their own separate post. Each question in their own separate post, so I can answer the question in their separate post. So in the future, somebody goes back and they're screening through, browsing through that questions in there. You know, it's not all 5, 6 questions all jammed up in one post, so the answer is going to be jammed up. So they can see the post, one question, they can search through it and see each individual questions with the answers, inshallah. Yes, inshallah. Sister Lily. I mean, what, yak? Inshallah, no problem. This, anytime you have question, ask. Lily, where you from? What country you from? Because where you from, what country you come from, also lets me know how to help you with learning Arabic. Because some people, depending what country they're from, some concepts they can't understand, some concepts they can't understand. For example, if you speak Urdu, you might have masculine and feminine words in Urdu. So that's something that is easy to understand that concept. If somebody from the U.S., like Ali, I think Aliyah might be from the U.S., if I say there's masculine and feminine words, she might understand this concept because of the English language. You don't have masculine and feminine words, for example. So if you know what language you speak, at least what language you speak, sometimes I can tell you what you're going to have hardships with in Arabic, what's going to be your struggle point in Arabic. Because most people who speak Urdu, It shouldn't be hard for them to learn Arabic because in Urdu, I know they have a lot of Arabic words. Okay, you understand Urdu and Hindi. So it shouldn't be hard for you to grasp some things, concepts in Arabic language. My personal observations. People who speak, or polyglots, we call them in English polyglots, or bilingual. Bilingual means speak two language. Polyglot means to speak more than two language, multiple language. I find that people who are like this, speaking more than one language, sometimes it's very easy for them to pick up Arabic because they're already accustomed to speaking 2 or 3 languages. So some concepts can make sense. If the Sister Saleha, if she can help you, matter of fact, if Sister Saleha, if she don't mind, maybe I can make her on this page admin. All right? Maybe if she doesn't mind, if she allows it, give her some time to think about it, I can make her on this page an admin. All right? Maybe I will have to add her to my Facebook account, but I could add her to this page as an admin if she agrees, and I get to fill her out a little bit, see where she's at with her Arabic. But I understand from talking with her just now, she understands Arabic language. She can help you sisters out on this page. Because sometimes during the week, I used to post some videos during the week, some things. Sometimes I'll just be very, very busy. Sometimes I'm very, very, very busy. But maybe she can help you out. Okay, Saleh, she said she will help, inshallah. So she could probably answer some of your questions. Because I believe this particular page, Al-Madrasa Al-Ula, Mitzvah Sister Saleh, a little bit about this page, and a little bit about myself, in this particular page. This particular page, Al-Madrasa Al-Ula, as an online school I started out a long time ago. And over some time, it was very hard to find students. And what I was doing is getting students from any Facebook, whatever people I know, personally know, most of the people I personally know, and I was connecting them with teachers from Egypt because I spend most of my time learning Arabic language in Egypt. I lived in Egypt for a few years. 2 years I lived in Egypt. For 2 years I lived in Egypt. So I went to a school to learn Arabic, and I studied Deen in Egypt. So I understand a lot of things about the Arabic language, and I study every day with a teacher. But alhamdulillah. So I try to connect people who have a little bit Arabic background or want to learn Arabic and have a little bit of Arabic background. I was connecting them here with teachers in Egypt, and I was getting teachers in Egypt, they CVs, Sira Adatiya, they CVs, and I was connecting them. I was like, we call in Arabic a simsar, a realtor. Like a realtor, I connect people with a teacher. I look at what they're looking for, the students, how much they're willing to pay, and I look for a teacher, for them. And basically, I have a lot of teachers in my database. I still do right now from Egypt, a lot of them in my database. So that's when I really started this website. And I have this page and a website. I have a website for this particular page. But over the years, I was not getting a lot of response, and most of the people I was getting to study or find a teacher for was my personal friends who I know who study Arabic like this from these books, like this, study Arabic from these type of curriculum. And a lot of them was finishing the book and they needed something more advanced. So I was connecting them with professional Arabic teachers who have a degree in the Arabic language, who are proficient, because I know Egypt real good. I know how the values of the degree, so they send me the degree. I can tell who's a good teacher, who's a bad teacher. I have demos, and I set them up, with their students, and I negotiate prices. In most cases, the students can't speak Arabic, and the teachers can't speak English, and I make some of the connections for them, and any misunderstandings they have like this. So I took a fee for this, right? But over the years, I found that not that many people really want to take this route and learning Arabic, either or they don't have the money or the time to study Arabic every day or every other day. So I decided to take the website and this page on Madrasa Ula and try myself to teach Arabic little by little, from simple books this is now starting something simple book, and later on, if we get there, later on, to maybe go over, make the books, the level of the books go up and up and up. When we finish this curriculum, maybe I start another book for vocabulary. And I mentioned, made a video not so long ago. I make a lesson for using a popular dictionary that's used in English, Hands Read Dictionary. And then inshallah, later on, we use Arabic to Arabic curriculum. Arabic to Arabic curriculum like Al-Junumiyya, or the Sharh Al-Junumiyya to Senior Al-Junumiyya. Some of the curriculum used for non-Arabic speakers or non-native speakers like Arabiyya Bayna Yadayya. There's so many curriculums, and we don't have to be restricted to one curriculum. You could use Muhammad ibn Saud. I know certain curriculums that we could use, and I could take out certain lessons that are beneficial from each curriculum that's suitable for online teaching. Because when I went to Egypt to study in the school, that's what the actual school does. The schools does when I was in Egypt. The institutes I learned Arabic, they didn't follow one curriculum. Because the different type of curriculum from different Islamic universities that teach Arabic, some curriculum is strong in one area, but weak in another area. That area where it's weak at, there's another in a university, another school, and still have curriculum that's strong in that area. So the schools I went to, they take all the good curriculum that's strong from each school, and they make that part of their curriculum. All right? So that's what I want to do, inshallah, here. And like I said here, Aliyah, if the examples are difficulty, they were very simple. Just memorize them. Memorize the examples they gave you in the book. Aliyah, are you reading Quran? Because when you ask some questions now, this question you're asking me, I want to stop the talk about saying about this website and my page. Aliyah, I want to really address. Aliyah, are you reading Quran, the Mus'haf in Arabic? Aliyah, do you read Quran in Arabic? Right now, I'm going to write you some examples very easy. Before we go. So I know you could go home or later on and study. Okay. Beit means house. Oh shit, some odd noise. It's like nighttime or I'm not in the master. Always hear some odd noise outside. It's windy, very windy where I'm at. Okay. Prepositions, you only need to know 2 or 3 of them. They list you a whole bunch of them in the book. Those focus on this one. في البيت في بيت في المسجد في مسجد. That's it. The other prepositions, في على, don't worry about them. We get there later on. Just learn what they mean. And they give you some examples in the examples in the lesson. And let's focus on the examples they give you. When the preposition, they related to it. If the preposition, the noun is describing. If it's marifa, it means that it takes ending in 1 mark. If it's definite, ending in 1 mark, 1 kasra. If it's indefinite, ending in 2 kasras. Fi al-bayti, 1 kasra at the bottom because alif lam is there and it's marifa. And we know when marifa is on the word, it accept only 1 mark. The example is next to that, fi baytin. Bait means house, is ending in 2 kasras. Why? Because it's indefinite. Ending in 2 marks means that the word is indefinite. And alif and lam is not on the word. So that's a clear and easy example. All right. Aliyah, take those examples I've written for you and master it. Memorize it. That's it. Allah, the other ones, you're going to learn it later on when we start reading Arabic to Arabic curriculum. You're going to see them. But be familiarized what they mean. Be familiarized. You have to put in work. That's the thing about Arabic, you just got to put in work. That's right. Alif, lam, and tanween cannot coincide together. Very simple. Very easy. All right? So the surface information about the lesson, let's take the surface information about each rule. That's it. Each lesson, take the surface basic understanding of each rule. That's it. The examples they use, the way how they explain it in the book, write it down, simple, easy, so for you to understand, and the examples, and that's it. Don't worry about too many vocabulary from the book. We're not in this book for vocabulary. We're not in this book. We go to something else for vocabulary, right? Take the examples of each rule. Because when we finish the book for the rules and we go to Arabic curriculum, we're going to see more things. And you're going to say, oh, wow, I understand these rules in grammar. So now I'm just seeing the rule in grammar in Arabic. For example, if we go to Arabic, Medina Arabic course, book 1, book 2, book 3, all you're going to be learning there is seen in those books, book 1 and 2 and 3. If you finish this book, these books right here, if you finish these books, and you get to understand the surface information of each grammar rule, then we go to a book that's all Arabic to Arabic, like Medina Arabic course, which is really focused on Arabic grammar. But you're going to see everything in Arabic, no English. So you're going to see the grammar rules in action now. You're going to see the grammar rules in action. The reason why I'm not starting with the Medina Arabic course, because it takes me too long, to be honest. It takes too long. It takes a little bit too long. Fi masjidaini or fi masjidaini. That's correct, yes. Because now that's dealing with the mudhanna, the duals, Aliyah. That's dealing with duals. And the duals have another whole ruling with, there's no tanween there's no tanween. Part of the structure of the dual, I'm going to pin your comments. I wish I could reply under your, but it won't let me reply. To your example, I'm just copy and paste your example. I don't know why I can't reply under yours. But here, and explain this rule, Aliyah. I'm just trying to flip over my keyboard to English now. Aliyah, I'm sorry for you, Aliyah. Aliyah is asking this question. Aliyah, you from the U.S.? Oh, so you ain't got no excuse. You got time. Trust me. I spent a lot of time learning Arabic here in America. So Aliyah, for your question, for you, with this example you gave, I copy paste your example. I hope this answers your question. So Aliyah, the dual addition is fixed, right? It's fixed with alif, noon, and kasra, or ya, noon, and kasra. It's fixed like that. When I see that structure on the word, Muslimani, it's fixed with alif, noon, kasra, or ya, noon, kasra, alif, noon, kasra, or ya, noon, kasra. When it's fixed like this, that structure, I know it's dual. Muslimani, kitabani. Listen to the rhythm. Kitabani, Muslimani, Muslimatani, Walidani, Bintani. You hear that pattern? It's fixed. I know it's dual because ani, the ani sound, or yani and ani sound. I know that ended in kasra, the alif, nun, kasra. I know that's dual automatically. I know that's a dual. When I hear that and see it, I know automatically. And ending in kasra, the nun kasra, I know it's dual. That's it. Nothing else to know. Nothing else to ponder on this. It's not hard. Easy. That's it. It's easy. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know right now. You understand, Aliyah? All right, so inshallah, we've been at this since 10 o'clock. And where I'm at, it's 12:20. And majority everybody left. So inshallah, Ali, I hope that answered the question with the dual. And maybe inshallah, Sister Salihah, if she's still here, she can help you a little bit more. And I'll see how she is. Inshallah, Sister Salihah, if she's still here, I'll try to find a way to add her as an admin. I believe I probably need to add her on my account, my accounts on Facebook. And anybody need to know my Facebook account, inshallah. Let me just type it in here in English. Right here. That is my Facebook account on Facebook. I think this should link you to it. Or let me just, actually let me go to my, let me bring this down a little bit, it's too big. Okay, let me just go to my page. It's fixed. The ending of the noon is fixed. It doesn't change. The ending of the noon doesn't change. It's not changeable. It's unchangeable. Muslimini. You're never going to hear Muslimin. No. Then it's not dual. Something ending like this, you know it's not dual. The sign that is dual, it has alif, noon, and kasra. Or in the case of majroor and mansoob, it has ya, noon, and kasra. Oh, you studied Nahu. You studied Arabic before. If you know what mabni means, you shouldn't. This should be easy for you. If you know what mabni means, Aliyah, if you know what mabni means, how you know what mabni means, you don't understand what dual is. Because what is mabni in mu'arab and mabni in Arabic grammar? That is intermediate Arabic. If you don't know duals and you know what mabni is in mu'arab, then there's something wrong with how you're studying Arabic language. Because learning about mabni and mu'arab and Arabic grammar is intermediate grammar level going to advanced. If you don't understand dual and you're talking about mabni and mu'arab, then I have to ask you, how are you studying Arabic? No, I have to ask how you studying Arabic. That is my Facebook account. So Aliyah, I have to ask, when I hear you now saying, is that mabni? How you know about mabni and mu'rab? That is intermediate to upper intermediate going to advanced Arabic grammar. Mabni and mu'rab. What is mabni? What is mu'rab? What is bana? Anwa and bana? That's not for if you having trouble understanding dual. Then I have to ask, how you know about mabni and mu'rab? Study Arabic. Do not make your Arabic like Swiss cheese, Aliyah. What I know about Swiss cheese, so if you look at Swiss cheese, Aliyah, Swiss cheese has holes in them, right? It's not solid. Don't confuse the rules. Don't confuse the rules. Do not make your Arabic like Swiss cheese. You have holes in them. So that means that it's very flimsy. A solid piece of cheese is a little bit harder, You ever seen a stone or a rock? A stone or a man-made stone or a rock, and it has holes in it. Maybe you go to the beach, you might see some corals like this in the beach. The rocks have a lot of holes inside of them. It crumbles very easily. After you can crush it very easily. You have a rock that's solid. It's very hard to crush. Very hard to crush. Make your Arabic language like that solid rock, meaning studying and understand the basic fundamentals and being strong and then going up. Because when you tell me now mabni, the first thing hit in my head, hey, how Ali you know about mabni? How she know about this grammar term mabni? This is advanced grammar, and don't understand dual. So go back to your basics, the duals, nakira, marifa, because whenever I get into mabni, here's a book. It's one of my books. My phone was looking at it. I was reading this section. I was giving an example earlier about some things about this book. This is really Anwa al-Bana. For example, here, al-ahwalu allati tulazimu awakira al-kalimati mabniyati al-arba'a. This is talking about mabni. So it says words are mabni, right? The condition of the ending of the words which are mabni are four. وهو سكون Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra. There are four. It is Sukun, it is Fatha, it is Dhamma, and it is Kasra. Tusamma Anwa al-Bina. You're not ready for this. So how you know about Mabni? This is high, sister, Sister Ali, this is like high. Get the basic fundamentals first. Inshallah, get the basic ones first, inshallah. Get the basic lessons you're learning from me from this book. They are the basic fundamentals of Arabic grammar. Then you're going to get to bana, mabni, wa mu'rab, things like this. Even some Arabs don't even know about mabni and mu'rab and what words are fixed. Some Arabs don't even understand. Some of my Arabs was not educated, didn't go to school, or didn't pay attention in school, right? Like this. So get the basic fundamentals down. All right, so anybody have any questions? I'm about to go. I'm about to leave out, I'm about to close out, I'm about to get some shut-eye, inshallah, I'll get some sleep. Any questions? I try, Sister Aliyah, try to write down all your questions on that event page. One post, one question. If you have a whole bunch of questions, no problem. Put them all in one post, so I could give for each question it's right. You know, I could give it it's right. If it's a question, it's a solid, particular long, drawn out answer, I could put it there. Sister Saliha, inshallah, you can add me. And as soon as you add me on Facebook, then I can add you to the admin of this page, because I believe I would need to have let me see real quick. Because I know once I close out the video, I might not be back on this page to make another video or something until next week, next Friday, inshallah, or before next Friday, like Thursday or Wednesday. Let me see, how can I probably just add you? I might just copy paste your name. See, can I just add you like this? And then later on, I tell you some of the rules of Madrasa al-Ula. I have some rules on the page that I do follow to make things go smooth. Settings. Let me see, can I add you? No. Without, page moderation. Roles, that's what we're looking for. Visitables, page visibility, page update, post multiple languages, merge phrases, some page moderation. That's where it should be. No, the page people roles. There we go. Looking at the wrong thing. All right. Moderator. Let me see. Just add your name. I could probably just add you. I think that's you right here. Let me see if that's you. Okay, I see your profile page. Let me see. I could probably just add you. If I even add you as an admin, without actually adding you to my accounts. Let me see. Moderator. Here we go. So I added you as a moderator. Let me see, maybe I have to edit it. Let me see. Here, I made you a live contributor. That's better. Inshallah, I think that's a better position to actually post and answer questions on comments and stuff like this. And all right. So that should be better here. So I add you, sister. Man, Frack, Aliyah, and Lily. Let me add you too. as moderators, right? Okay, Lily and Alia. I'll complicate. Okay, I'm just looking with your comments because I'm looking at some other stuff right now. Alia and Lily, let me add you guys as moderators. It will make things actually simple for me, okay? If you're still here, I have 2 people viewing. If you're still here, let me see. Let me just knock that out the way. Okay. Alia. What is that? Don't close on me. Okay, I believe that's you right here. Here we go. Make sure that's you, Alia, real quick. Your screenshot, yes. That's you. And Lily. Let me find Lily somewhere. Where is Lily? I know she was commenting not so long ago. I can't even see all the comments until let me just refresh the page so I can see Lily's ID. Okay, I see you now. Let me see your comment. Let me just refresh my thing. I'm gonna add you, Lily, as a moderator, and I can give you guys some roles to do. And Sister Saliha can help, and I could give Sister Alia and Lily some jobs to do here, like reminders for classes and things like this, and questions and answers and share. Okay, Lily, where you at? Lily? I see you just popped up, said you still here. Let me click on the video or something. Maybe I can see it there. No. For a reason, no. I do it later. When I finish the video, here we go, Lily. I got you. I just want to make sure I add you now because I know myself. When I go to sleep or when I'm gone, I'm going to be busy with something else during the week. Here we go, Lily. Here we go. So I added you, both of you. And let me show you the page for the questions and answer. Cause can I make a note? Let me show you my website. I have another website too for this page, but let me just show you the event where I added for questions and answers. I just want to copy and paste it now. Here, events first. Cannot post all questions here. I'm going to add this to the comments here. What I'm doing here. Here we go. Let me add it to the contents. So this is a. Wow, looks so. Doesn't look nice like that. That's the event page for the Q&A. I don't know why it's posted like that. Okay. So I think that should conclude our class for tonight, inshallah. And we can, inshallah, any questions, send it through this way. For questions for this video, you can add it here or in the event section for the question and answer that I pasted here. And that's for tonight. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.